Hob and Katie here with Good Greens Yard and Garden. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and check out some of our other videos. So we just prepped all of our garden beds and now it's time to get to planting. We don't want to leave our beds bare, right? And so today we're actually going to get started on we're doing root vegetables today, babe, right?
Yep.
So we're going to do beets, carrots, and we're going to do onions. So follow along and see how we get to planting.
Here's our onion starts. We got two varieties. We got a candy onion, which is just about everybody's favorite, and we got red candy apple. We tried both of these varieties last year and they did great here. Not to mention they were really yummy, and they stored really great. So we went ahead and just stuck with the same variety this year. We're gonna plant these in this bed here at 4-inch intervals. The way these guys are planted is you dig a furrow nice and deep in the middle, and that kind of serves as your irrigation your fertilization trench if you're going to use any fertilizers, which onions are heavy feeders, so it's probably a good idea to do that. But you dig a trench right in the middle, and then you have essentially two small beds. On our 30-inch bed, it ends up being about 12 inches of planting space, 6-inch furrow, 12 inches of planting space. So on this 12 inches of planting space, we're gonna do two. We can do one over here and one over here, and that gives us adequate spacing here. Our irrigation or fertilization trench, and then two more rows here. So 4 inches apart. You can do them as little as 2 inches. Some people will do every 2 inches, they'll plant one onion, and then throughout the season, they'll pool to make it a 4-inch. They'll pull ones that are getting relatively big and they'll use those in their salads or for whatever purpose. But we're gonna do 4 because we plan on growing these guys all the way out.
So you said the onions are heavy feeders, so let's explain what that means.
Yeah, so these onions will bulb out, and their leaves are, just like any other leafy vegetable. Their leaves require a lot of nitrogen, and so between the leaves that basically provide for the bulb underneath, those two require a lot of the, your micro and macronutrients, your nitrogen, your phosphorus, and your potassium. So that would be the purpose of this fertilization trench. Is you would dig this in between your two rows, two on either side, and you would, if you're going to feed it maybe every 2 weeks or once a month, or at different stages of the onion's growth cycle, you would actually lay that fertilizer right here in the middle. Whether you're using like a granular fertilizer or a liquid fertilizer, placing it in here will allow the roots of the onions to essentially take those nutrients and use them to grow. And so a lot of vegetables are heavy feeders, but we just know that onions, and come to find out that onions can do a lot better if you go ahead and kind of give them fertilizer throughout the season.
Awesome. All right.
So one cool thing that we thought we'd point out is, if you notice these onions, they look really wonky. They have their bulbs obviously on this side, and then the plants grew up. What that is just like we've talked about in previous videos, how plants will seek the sun, and sometimes that'll cause your seedlings to get leggy. Whenever the plant grows, your leaf structure here on this onion, it grew up towards the sun. So when we originally got these, they were laid down flat, and then since they've been sitting in this rack here, over time the leaves grew up. And so it'll be really neat to come back and show you guys, here in a few weeks, these guys will actually straighten themselves out once we plant the onion this way, and they look all funny. In a few weeks they'll straighten back up, and so that'll be pretty neat thing to see. All right, guys, so thanks for following along today. We got a chance to get some onions down. Again, that was the candy onions and the red candy apple onions.
We did not get to finish the beets and the carrots today just because we are running out of daylight. So we'll do those tomorrow.
Yeah, it gets harder and harder every day of the spring to say time to close up shop, but it's probably time to do that.
Yeah, it is time. Time to get ready for the week. So we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel.